Alright, what's going on, you guys? This is Eric Hits for the Win. Gonna be talking about Final Fantasy 15. If you would have told me I was gonna buy this game, if you told me this like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 6 months ago, I would have thought you were crazy. I would have said, nope, never. Because I've never been into Final Fantasy ever since it existed. I just never got into it. Mostly because of the turn-based system. That's just not my thing. And also, I didn't really grow up just around these games. I didn't really grow up around the series, and I didn't really have the opportunity to play a lot of the games, so that has a lot to do with it. And just, I was into other games. So Final Fantasy was just kind of one of those things that I knew people really loved, but I just never really got into it. Even my friend, I had a friend in high school, she had a PS2, and she came over one time and brought over, I believe, Final Fantasy VIII. It was like the ballroom dance scene, and she was like really into the romance and the storyline and everything, and she was showing me the game, and I remember sitting there, like I remember my exact feeling, and my feeling was, what the hell is this? Like, this is not my thing. And I was humoring it. I was like, okay, this is cool. But deep down, I was like, no, I just can't get into this. So my history with Final Fantasy is just that I was never really into it. I respected it. I knew people liked it, but it wasn't for me. So when it came to Final Fantasy 15 and I knew this game was coming out, I didn't really pay much attention to it. I was just like, whatever, it's another Final Fantasy. That's cool for the fans. But then the more I saw the combat, the more I saw people streaming it, the more I saw just, the overall tone of the game, the story, and I learned more and more about the characters and how they interact with each other as far as the combat goes. It drew me in. I thought of it kind of as like a Dragon Age Inquisition, where you have this team and you use each of their powers and their strengths, and you switch between them, and you use their skills to contribute to the fight. And so when I saw that happening in this game, I was immediately intrigued. I thought, okay, no more turn-based system. I like that. Then the fact that you can zoom the camera out a bit, I loved that. I really like that, just being able to change the field of view, even if it's just by zooming out a bit and it's not exactly where I want it, but at least it's zoomed out, and just I can see more of the battlefield and I can control it better, and I don't have to worry about getting motion sickness or anything like that. That drew me in as well. And overall, just like the music and the fact that the hype was real for this game, people, when other people are hyped and they're enjoying the game, like genuinely enjoying it, for things that I'm into, like the combat, then I was really on board. I was like, you know what? I think I'm really gonna buy this game. I can't believe it, but I'm buying it. And so, I got the game, and I kind of wanted to give my noob thoughts on it, my first impressions, and I wasn't disappointed at all with the combat. I feel like it's living up to what I expected. I expected it to be a little hard to pick up and kind of get used to. But now that I'm slowly getting used to it, I'm really enjoying it. I'm appreciating it. I can see the little details and what, each character's doing, how they level up individually, all of that. And then you have this other stuff to kind of take in, like how they have to eat to level up and like cook food. One of them, he cooks the food. One guy takes the pictures. Just little things like that I haven't really seen in another game, at least not that I know of or can think of, to where a guy takes pictures to level up. And then it's cool too, because after you level up and you go rest, you go to a camp, or you just, let the night ride out and you're trying to, get to morning, you can see your stats, you can see how you leveled up and all that. And then it shows you pictures that guy, I can't even think of their names right now. I forget who's who. There's Prompto, Noctis, that's me, that's the main guy. And see, I don't even know their names. So, yeah, but the guy that takes pictures, okay, you can see what he took as they were on their adventures. And he was taking pictures during the battle. I unlocked that. I was like, I'm going to unlock that one because that's cool. I've seen some really cool pictures with that. Some adorable pictures, too, like with the chocobos. I think that's how you say it. Just me hugging the chocobo, and just like, it's so cute. Just a lot of the pictures are really cute. But all that mushy stuff aside, that's a cool thing. Just seeing the pictures from their journey, and you kind of, relive it, and you can see some kind of epic moments and stuff like that. I wish other games would do that. I think it's a really cool feature. And then, like I said, the other guy, he cooks, and then you have the main character, Noctis, who is the prince, and there's a whole storyline with him and his dad, the king, and it's interesting. And when I first started the game, it wasn't something that immediately was like, boom, this is amazing, I'm so glad I bought this. It kind of took me a while to kind of get in the groove, especially when it comes to like the combat and the story and these characters, like trying to I guess not necessarily relate to them, but just kind of care about them. At first they seem kind of corny, just the dialogue and how they talk. It kind of reminds me of like an anime or something. I don't know, just that whole vibe is not really my thing. So it kind of took me a while just to get used to them and kind of care about them and get attached to them. But then the more I played, I realized like, hey, I think I really like these characters. Because going in, when I first saw them, I was watching Maximilian, for example. He was playing it. I watched his stream a couple times, and then I watched other people play the game. I was looking at these characters, and I was thinking, they just seem like, I don't know, they just seem corny or something. Like, I just wasn't feeling their clothes and things like that, and they just seemed kind of weird. But then, as I was playing the game, like I was saying, I started getting more attached to them. So I was surprised by that. I was, pleasantly surprised. And then the combat, I was starting to get more in the groove of it, and the story got better. It started picking up like maybe 2 hours in or so, 3 hours maybe. And then I was really into it. Like, okay, this is cool. I like this. I'm glad I bought this game. I finally got to that point where I was thinking that way and feeling that way. And I didn't care what clothes they had. I thought they looked cool. I thought these characters were, looking pretty stylish. It grew on me. And then the chocobos, right, being able to ride them, and then I set up camp. It took me a while to figure that out, like where to go for that. And just opening up points on the map, and the whole thing with trying not to be out at dark, that was kind of annoying at first. I was like, man, it gets dark so fast. Do I have to level up? What's going on? Like, I was kind of getting frustrated with that, but then I just got used to it. And then the leveling up, too, is so detailed. Like, I'm used to games when it comes to like action RPGs. I'm used to leveling up the skill tree with really basic, straight to the point kind of level ups. Like, for example, more HP or more magic or more power for this weapon and things like that. But in this game, the skill tree is like really detailed. It'll say, this is probably not really one, but I'm just trying to, express to you guys an example. It'll say like more MP when Noctis and his teammates are, I don't know, it'll say like stipulations, like when the teammates are down and you're close to dying and you press square, this will happen. It's like something like that. It's like some really detailed level up that you have to, choose from. There's a bunch of level ups that you have to choose from. And it was really hard for me at first. I was like, man, I don't know what to pick because the stipulations have to be right for this stuff to really matter. You know what I mean? So that was kind of weird at first. They weren't so straightforward. It wasn't so to the point. It was like real detailed in specific situations and things like that. But the more I leveled up, the more I chose certain things, it opened up to other things. And then I realized like, okay, I made the right choice here, or I didn't make the right choice there. I really started to understand, what I was doing with that. So I'm learning more with that. The combat, I'm still learning as well. There's times where I feel like, man, I suck. Like, I'm not really good and I need to learn more. I did the tutorial at the beginning. I made sure I did that. But even so, I'm still finding myself struggling at times, especially with bigger enemies. And I know that, they're much stronger and stuff. I'm still learning with the combat as far as the chain links and just using the other people in the team and linking to their attacks and stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like, oh, I really got this. I'm doing really good. And then there's other times where I'm getting hit and I'm close to dying and I'm like, what just happened? So I'm still learning with that. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying the game. It's a lot of things that are just really pleasantly surprising. Like I said, with the characters, I was kind of worried I wasn't going to be into them. Like they were kind of corny or just, I just wasn't going to like them. But I turned out to really like them. So just things like that, I feel like make me happy. And it makes me realize like, okay, I made a good decision to start this game and start this franchise and actually give it a chance. And I like at the beginning of the game, it'll say for newcomers and for the veterans. Like, this game is for either one. Like, it doesn't matter if you're new, it doesn't matter if you've been playing Final Fantasy forever, you're gonna like this game. Like, it kind of gives you that right up front. So I felt welcomed. I felt like, okay, I'm comfortable. Then I saw the tutorial and it taught me how to, work the combat. And I felt like it was easing me in, like it wanted me to play it. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt welcomed. Because of that, I had a really good immediate first impression. And then the more I grew to like the characters and the story, and as I keep going, I'm more intrigued and more interested. I mean, so far it's just been a really good experience. So that is just my noob first impressions for you guys. Of course, if you've been a long-time vet of this series, you probably have way more input, way more things to talk about, and you're probably laughing at me because I'm misspeaking on stuff, like I'm not really saying things right, but this is just my interpretation of things, my experience so far, and I'm sorry I don't remember all the names and things like that. I'll learn them, I'll remember them eventually, but yeah, man, it's been cool. So I'm looking forward to playing more. Let me know what you guys think about this game. Are you a first timer as well? I'm interested if you guys are kind of having the same experience as myself. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace.
Impressive. Seeing you in action puts my mind at ease. It's clear I don't need to worry anymore. I'll return to watching the NIFs. Till next time, take care.